Everybody feeling that. Yes, sir. So I actually got a presentation for everybody today about salary cap and some moves that we could possibly make. We're going to talk about how I stated our Atlanta Falcons go from 25 million in cap space to potentially 100 million in cap space. That all with the releasing of Kirk Cousins. Link is in the chat. If anybody want to join, the link is in the chat. So let's get right into it. Falcons cap space explosion 2026. Move that changes everything financially. Cutting Kirk Cousins before March 13th. Yes, sir. Let's get right into it. So as of right now, our cap space is around 25 million. We have limited flexibility as well as a big contract still on the books. That goes for Kirk Cousins, Jesse Bates, Jake Matthews, AJ Terrell, Chris Lindstrom. That's just to name a few. This is the middle of the cap situation. It's not bad. Not flexible enough to be a good. But let's see some of the things that we could possibly do. First off, cutting Kirk Cousins before March 13th. So in doing this, we will release him before the vesting date. So this is saying that the Atlanta Falcons will be releasing Kirk Cousins before the start of the league year, which is March 13th. We will avoid massive 2027 guaranteed cap. So that means releasing Kirk Cousins before March 13th at 68 to 70 million would not be guaranteed. And it could also add 22 to 35 million in usable cap. So what happens? We would take the dead cap for this in 2026. That could go between 22 to 35 million. And as I stated, we can avoid a massive 2027 guaranteed salary. His future cap hits charges disappear. His net result for 2026 will be 22 to 35 million in new cap space. Yes, sir. 22 to 35 million in added brand new cap. So what that pertains to? So before cutting Kirk Cousins, we have 25 million in cap. After cutting Kirk Cousins, we can go anywhere between 47 to 60 million in cap. That's just off of releasing Kirk Cousins. That's not doing any restructuring or anything. That's just taking the first step of releasing Kirk Cousins before March 13th, before the start of the league year. Shout out to 330. Shout out to Miss Pam for being in the chat. Shout out to everybody for joining the show. Thank you for your love and support. But once again, releasing Kirk Cousins to put our cap between 47 million and $60 million. And that's just releasing him before March 13th. Now, we can get even more money in cap space. We can even become more flexible and do some big things in free agency if we do some of these moves. For one, we could possibly restructure Jake Matthews. Yes, we know that Jake Matthews signed a 2-year extension last year. We could probably restructure that deal. We could possibly restructure Chris Lindstrom. We could possibly restructure AJ Terrell. What about Jesse Bates? I know some people say that Jesse Bates should be traded, but I believe Having that veteran presence with the young pieces we have in the secondary, Jesse Bates will be key to an extension. We can also work on the Drake London extension, as well as possibly extending Bijan. So let's get right into it. Let's look into what some of these restructures and extensions can do for our Atlanta Falcons. So as I stated, we started out with 25 million in cap space as of right now. And these are some of the gains that we could get from the potential releases, restructures, and or extensions. So here it goes with Kirk Cousins. When we release Kirk Cousins, that could add 25 to 35 million to our cap. If we restructure Jake Matthews, that could add another 10 million to our cap space. If we restructure Chris Lindstrom, that could add another 11 million to our cap. For AJ Terrell, if we do in if we do a restructure, not an extension, we can add possibly another 10 million to our cap space. And as I stated earlier, if we extend JB3, we can add 10 million to our cap space. Now, when it comes to the Drake London extension, I believe Drake London will get between 25 and an extension, and that helps us because his extension wouldn't hit until next season. So if we extend Drake London now, looking at the wide receiver market, we can add another 12 million to 2026. As for Bijan, with the running back market not being that high, we can add potential 4 to 6 million with Bijan. Now, these moves they will convert salary into signing bonus and spread money. That's basically what we're looking at here. We're trying to spread money around and hopefully get enough money this year to help us attack the weak parts of the team. Man, okay. So going all in now, worth some money into 2027. So after all of the restructuring and extension, all of those combined was another 57 million in cap. So we could have a projected 100 million to 115 million flexible top tier NFL. So that can take us from being in the middle of the pack where we are now at 17 to possibly in the top five or top 10 in the top 10. And we still haven't even got to the draft. So let's see what this cap space could potentially allow us to do. So if our Atlanta Falcons go all in with making these moves in the 2026 offseason, we can sign our top free agents. We can add depth across the O line, defensive line, as well as the secondary. We can also absorb contracts and trades. We can lock in our young core. And we can still keep emergency room. This is this is what they like to call reload and contend for money. And yes, we will be pushing money into 2027. But the one thing that we all know, the cap does rise every year. Just like this year, it's going from 279 million to potentially 301 to 307 million for 2020. So we know that it could possibly go up in 2027. What are your thoughts on this thing going now? If we go all in, as I stated, the windows close fast. So if we as fans believe that our Atlanta Falcons are in a Super Bowl window, we have to capitalize on this moment. We have to max out our rookie deals. That means that if we can lock up our core guys with Drake London, Bijan Robinson, and Kyle Pitts, probably bring back Tyler Algier, and it pans out with Michael Penix Jr., then the future is bright for this team because we have allocated all of this money into 2026 to change around this franchise. To fix our now, that's to go all in. Now we have to look at some of the negatives that are going on. Yes, we have restructured Jake Matthews. We have restructured Chris Lindstrom. We have restructured AJ. We gave JB3 an extension. So yes, the 2027 cap will be, but we all have seen cap goes up every year. There is a risk of injury. We have seen with giving Kirk Cousins 180 million. Well, look what happened. We seen him bringing in Darnell Mooney. Look what happened. So and bad signings in general. Us as Atlanta Falcons fans, we have seen when this franchise makes bad. Let's hope moving in the future with Ian Cunningham, Matt Ryan, and Cameron Stefanski, we right that shit. And if we do this the right way, we will not be in cap jail. So as I stated, Cousins and cap split will be between 2026 and 2020. Greg Matthews will give us a higher 2027 cap hit. Mitchell restructure will give us a higher future hit as well. Same with 2027. That's when the Drake London will hit. And that's when the big numbers come in. As we know, with him being a running back and depending on the numbers that the Atlanta Falcons. Let's see who's all in. Shout out to Miss Pam and Christy Lewis of the Lady Birds. They are in the house. Shout out to Let Us Pray Sports. Yes, sir. On the way to church. Yes, sir. God is good. Pray for us all, my brothers, on this beautiful Sunday before the big game. Yes, sir. As I stated, man, 2027. If we push this money forward, we're not necessarily going to be hurting as a team because the cap will rise every year, and we know that we have people in place who can work the book. And this isn't uncommon for teams in the NFL because this is the fork in the road. Do it? Do we, the Atlanta Falcons, play it safe and stay decent, or do we go all in and chase a Super Bowl window? This is what we all been asking for a front office to say, you know what? We believe we have a roster in place. Let's make some moves. Let's add more pieces to this roster to get us over that hump. We have been right there, but we always get stuck on the wrong side of the plateau and roll down the hill. We can never get over that hump. And I believe our front office, this coaching staff, do some of these moves that I stated, it can take this franchise over the hump and put us back into the postseason, back into the playoffs, potentially hosting in Lombardi Trophy. And salary cap will keep rising. So let's say we do make these moves and the salary cap for infant goes up to 305 million. We know that next year there's a potential it can go up to 310 or 315. So we know if we make these moves, we can be in the clear in the future because it also puts us in a competitive window now. I know people are tired of us making these mediocre moves. If we make these moves to put us in, give me 1 minute, please. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm back and forth. Yes, sir. How to take care of those family duties. Everybody running around Super Bowl weekend, trying to get the meals and everything ready and everything. But back to what we were saying. We be in a competitive window right now. You rather have money when your young stars are cheap. It is a strategic cap push and not reckless. I mean, what more could we ask for? Now, that's another question to ask. Is this move smart or is it dangerous? We can get into that. Once again, the link is in the chat. Feel free to come aboard and, you know, how you feel on the situation. So, if we look at this from a if a team will look at this as a smart move, we have a young core right now. The quarterback situation is kind of stable. It's all depending on the health of our young quarterback, Michael Penix. The moves we made this offseason. This will be a playoff caliber team. Like could Kevin Stefanski come in right now, establish his playbook, establish the vision that him, Ian Cunningham, and Matt Ryan envision, and establish it to this team. To where? Could the Atlanta Falcons be going into the postseason in 2027? That will be the question about these moves if they decide to make some of these extensions. Now, some of the cons about this move. Are we still rebuilding our roster? Could we miss out on free agents? Could we get hit with the injury bug? Those are questions to ask. Those are possible things that can happen, as we have seen before here in Atlanta. Space will only matter if the talent hits. It doesn't matter how much money we have. It doesn't matter who we bring in. What's going on, Dirty Bird? Fire through.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Welcome to Atlanta
sir. Happy
Falcons.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Happy Super Bowl Sunday to everybody. Yes, sir. But yes, and as I was stating, us making these moves for the cap doesn't guarantee that we will succeed. But all is going to fall on who we bring in here and if that talent is going to hit. Do we retain a lot of our guys and who do we bring in as new blood, whether it's offensively as well as defense? But I'm like, man, it's like, let's think about it. We're sitting at 25 million in cap right now. And if Ian Cunningham makes these moves as DM, we can go from possibly 25 million to 115 million in cap space.
Well,
That's
how,
not
I,
even
I I just hopped in. How can we do that?
okay. Let me go back to my slides. So this is just off extensions, releases, and restructure. This is not talking about the free agent. So as of right now, we sit at 25 million in cap. Once we release Kirk Cousins before March 13th, that could net us a 22 to 35 million. So that could be
That's
our cap,
post June 1st, though, right?
depending on how they word it before we release, because we have to release them before March 13th. That's the whole way this is going to work. We have to release them before the start of the season to get this money for 2026. Because remember, they converted the money into signing bonus. So, in a prorated salary. So that's how we're going to get that money. So that move alone take us from 25 million upwards to possibly 60 million. And then we could restructure Jake Matthews. Restructuring Jake Matthews to give us another 10 million. I know we just got him in next year. So we restructured his contract to move all of that money into this season to possibly look into 2027 getting a new left. to restructure this list. Give us another 11 minutes. We can restructure AJ and add another 10 minutes. Hold on.
Hey, you still there? Because you were having some mic issues.
Oh, yeah. Can
It's
you hear me
like you're
now?
cutting in and out.
All right, hold on.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, you sound real good now. Yeah.
Yo, yo, yo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound real good now. You sound good. Can you hear me?
Yo, yo. What's going on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mic check, mic
Yes, I
check.
can. Yeah. Yes, I can. Can you hear me? You must not be able to hear me.
Mic check, mic check.
I can hear
Can
you. Can you hear me?
anybody there? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yo, DB, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Can you hear me?
So back to what I was stating, everybody. If you're in the chat and if you can hear me real good, can you give me a thumbs up? Okay, Miss Pam says she can hear both of us. Okay, okay. That's good.
All right. Can you hear me
What's going
now?
on, DB? You back?
Can you hear
Yes,
me?
sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. We
Let's
back.
go. We back in full effect like we never left. Let's go. So as I was stating, with the Jake Matthews restructure, we could add 10 millions. With a Chris Lindstrom restructure, we could add 11 million. With an AJ Terrell restructure, we can add another 10 million. Now, this is where some people would disagree when it comes to Jesse Bates. With Jesse Bates, I believe if we extend Jesse, you keep that veteran presence in the backfield with AJ, Xavier Watts.
Oh yeah. Hey, after the recent developments, they might have to go ahead and extend Jesse.
Exactly. So we can add another 10 million to the cap. And then you look at extending Drake as well as Bijan. Now, if we extend Drake this year, his cap hit won't go into effect until 2027. So we can add another 12 million to our cap this year. As for Bijan, with him being a running back and the cap for the running back not being that much, we won't add that much. We can add 4 to 6 million. So in doing that, let me see where I'm at. So in doing that, we can bring our cap space between 100 million and 115 million just for 2026.
The question you got up on the screen is going all in now, worth pushing money into 2027. And I say, this is what Ian Cunningham said. I feel like they're going to try to find a happy medium to where, yeah, they're going to extend players, but then when you go into like a restructure for guys like AJ and Matthews, Lindstrom, I just don't see that. I think they're going to try to make some cuts. I think they're going to, that they're going to try to get to where they have some cap space to play with, but also, man, they're going to have to re-sign some of their own players, and you still
Facts.
want to keep some of that cap space around for the future because I mean you got guys that you have to extend, and I mean listen, after last night, that's another thing that now I think you got to go into free agency and look at an edge rusher.
That's true. That's true. But think about it like this: if we make these moves, do we think our young core is ready on the offense and the defense? We've been saying this for the last 2-3 years. We got the team. We just need the leadership in the direction. We know that the cap will go up every year. We just seen the cap go up from 279 to possibly 301 to 307 for 2026.
Well, okay, but again, number one question about the quarterback. You're gonna have all this money, you're gonna go and spend in free agency. That's what that means. You ain't just clearing out money to clear out money. You're clearing out money so you can go spend it somewhere else. And are you going into the market of free agency to look for an answer at quarterback, or are you gonna build through the draft, which is what Ian Cunningham has said he's going to do. He is gonna build through the draft. Now,
Yeah,
look.
but if we're going off what we seen with the Philadelphia Eagles as well as the Baltimore Ravens, we know that they will spend in free agency. They will bring players into their franchise. They will take draft picks and
Oh
trade
yeah,
those draft picks.
yeah. Well, but hold on now. Okay, yeah, you're right. But see, just because, man, you got to realize something about Ian Cunningham. Ian Cunningham took lessons from those guys that he took certain lessons and he's crafted that. He's took bits and pieces. It sounds like Ian Cunningham, it ain't going to be a whole lot of, trading draft picks for players. If anything, it's going to be trading back in the draft to try to get more draft picks. This is going to be a team that's built through the draft. Now, that isn't to say they're still going to not clear out money and try to go get, a couple guys in free agency, especially, maybe an edge rusher now, or possibly, a wide receiver still, something like that. You still got to, man, listen, you got to keep Kane Ellis now. Hey, it's got to happen because
Yeah,
you're gonna need Walker playing on edge. You're gonna
facts.
need to, make a decision about Kyle Pitts. I feel like at this point it would make sense to move forward with him. Whether it's the franchise tag, you try to work on a deal with him. Al, you would love to keep Algier, but the thing with that, man, is you might have to cut your losses.
But see, that's what I'm saying. If we make some of these moves, we could bring Tyler Algier back. Like, we can give him $4-5 million a season to bring him back.
I mean, sure, but still, I mean, you're pushing that money back into future seasons when you're going to need to utilize it to pay some of your own players. So, I mean, that this is still like that's the mistake Thomas Mitroff made. I get where you're coming from with it, and I mean, it sounds very enticing, but there's another aspect to it that you got to look at, and they've already said they're not mortgaging the future.
Oh yeah. And it's just what we get into right here on the next slide. 2027 gets tight. That's as we both stated. Like, we understand pushing this cap up into 2027 for 2026. it has its pros and it has its cons. But then we also have to look in the fact of an injury risk, as we've seen with Kirk Cousins, as we've seen with Darnell Mooney, giving these players these money, and what if they get hurt? And then we have the situation we're in now, where we gave Kirk Cousins $180 million, and look where it got us. And
we
then
don't, we don't know what we got with Michael Penix yet. We hope we got something there. It sounds, you still want to remain optimistic about that, but now you got James Pierce getting in trouble with the law. I mean, listen, I'm telling you, the one thing we need right now is we need to keep the future in mind.
Facts.
I'm gonna be straight up with you. The Atlanta Falcons, just the best case scenario for the Falcons is, man, you got to build. And this year, the best case scenario is, honestly, if you could just get into the playoffs this year after not making it for nearly a decade, you got to look at that as a win. I mean, man, now you're at 8 wins, okay, and you're in this division that you can win. So I understand that. You could, you can make. I'm not saying don't go and clear enough money to make those 1 or 2 moves in free agency that could get you over the top. But trying to clear all this money for 2026 and trying to go all in when you don't even have certainty. If Michael Penix had proven himself, I maybe would think differently about it.
Yeah.
But man, you still gotta keep your options open.
Oh yeah, and as I stated, in doing these moves, it is just a spin now and manage later scenario. And as I stated, releasing Kirk Cousins will be the trigger to all of this, because it would turn we have some room into we can reshape this roster into one offseason. We've seen what the Patriots did. We've seen what the Chicago Bears did. We've seen what the Seattle Seahawks did in 2 years. So it's like,
can you still hear me?
Oh yeah.
We got a little update on our little situation from last night.
Go ahead and break it down.
Falcons player James Pierce Jr. is facing 5 felonies per court records. He is currently being held in Miami-Dade County on a $20,000 bond and is assigned to the felony domestic crimes intake unit. Pierce was also given a pre-trial conditional stay-away order with regards to WNBA player Rakia Jackson.
Oh boy, man.
They really got the tackles on this dude.
It's just like we stated last night. We just gotta let the story and the evidence come out before we decide to just jump on this young man. But as of right now,
they already jumping on him.
As of right now, man, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
Hey, as of right now, from a visit, like, once again, I'm gonna say you hope James Pierce Jr. could play for the Falcons again because of the talent that he brings, but this is a serious situation, and you have to move forward. See, this is business. You have to move forward with the mindset of, regardless, we have to get better and now fill this hole. And man, I'm telling you, it isn't just the stuff with Rakia. They saying this dude tried to hit a cop with his car, man, down in Florida. They ain't playing about that shit.
Heck no,
he's lucky to be alive.
Come on now, like, man, that's not looking good. Shout out to 330, aka Professor OG, that's entered the show. Oh snap, it's getting real.
What's up, man? What's going on, people?
YouTube Sunday. Let's go.
Hey, man.
What's going on, Professor OG?
Look, man, y'all got me running out to church, man. Oh, Pastor got a little long. He got a little long-winded today.
Oh, hey, were they praying for our boy?
Hey, I throw the word up for him though, cause he gonna need it.
you was in there during the service. You said, "Hey, Pastor, throw some out for our boy Pierce."
Yeah, man, cause he gonna need it, man.
Man, that
It must have been a
boy.
good sermon, huh? Um,
Where
just had
OG
to
just
jump
go?
out. That man, he must have just, hey, like I say, he was listening to the word. He was getting the word today.
Got to get it in, man. Got to get it in
Hey,
every
you
morning.
gotta. Hey, listen. You go to church, confess your sins. That's what it is. And
Mic check 330.
hey,
Yeah. You confess your sins to the Lord. You don't confess your sin to man. Because as we
yeah,
can see already, a lot of people done jumped ship on my man. The man ain't gonna forgive you.
they ain't
So
gonna forgive you.
yeah.
But hey, it must have been a good sermon today.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Every time it come out is good, bro. But I missed the first part of the I'm gonna go back and look at your free agency stuff and who we need to pick up and all that. I know it was some good information. But the Falcons got another hurdle to clear, and maybe this new regime is built for it. I hope they are.
All right, we gonna see. This is Matt Ryan's first big test as an executive.
Well, I got to y'all recollection. Do you has Matt Ryan been on the team when he was with the team? Did we have anything other than Rashid that had an issue?
Nah, I don't think so. Well, hey, I don't know if y'all. I'm forgetting the dude's name. Um, Back in like 2014, we had this one guy we drafted. It was like a fourth round pick, and man, they cut his ass after he kicked his girlfriend's dog.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting who it was.
And you know what? The stuff that Rashid was in, I didn't really get into it, but they got him up out of there quickly.
Oh yeah.
And we pretty much never heard of him. You know, he heard anything about him again after that.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know, man. It's like I said last night. I'm just gonna wait for all the evidence to come out, and we're gonna go with that. And I don't think that it's gonna hurt, but I don't think it's gonna stop the show.
Mm. Well, we need to hope.
Well, I'm not putting anything on the table about that because we don't know how it's gonna go. Have any of the people at the Falcons facility made any statements?
The only statement we got from the Falcons is that they're collecting information. Hey, the Falcons really can't even make a statement though. The NFL is going to have to step in on this.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, worked for the Falcons, so the franchise. So hopefully, they'll intervene as much as they can without crossing any boundaries. So it's just unfortunate, man. And I look at things like this as a learning lesson. If it pertains to me in any kind of way. And the lesson that I got from this is that, you have to be mindful of the actions that you take, because you are in an emotional state. Because, these type consequences come not only for those that have a lot of money, but it also comes for those that don't have any money.
Oh yeah.
And, they come at you the same way pretty much. So, for any of those that's listening, don't just don't come down hard on this guy for making that mistake because he's a football player, he's an athlete, and he's got a lot of money on the table.
Oh,
This could have been anybody.
could have been anyone. And
Yeah.
listen, I mean, he's got her people coming down on him, especially. Like, this is, hey, and it's supposed to be in our country innocent until proven guilty, no matter what the allegations are.
Right. That's why you have two records. You got an arrest record and you got a criminal record. So this will kind of hang around him either way. Even if there's false allegations in it, they're still gonna, it's gonna kind of stay with him.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna need to see the body camera too, and see if he actually, did hit the police officer. But if he did do that, then,
well, they can make it out to what they want to be. Just like they said that the lady that was in Minnesota that got in that situation, they said that he hit the guy, and if you looked at the tape, the guy put himself in harm's way. So
yeah, well, I mean, we gonna have to once again just see. That's why the body camera is gonna be important.
All right, Mike.
But hey,
but I'm surprised they didn't use lethal force on him.
Man, yeah, he's lucky to be alive.
I'm very surprised.
It could have been a dangerous situation, man. It could have been a dangerous situation.
Yeah, I'm happy that it didn't, go no further than it did, and I want to thank those officers for using their training and also their instincts and their empathy for this guy. Because a lot of other situations
people that got up on him, this would have been a completely different discussion right now.
Right. So
yeah. So with that situation on hand, and with free agency literally right around the corner, what do y'all see? What do y'all see this franchise doing just in free agency?
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I woke up pissed off this morning about it. Now, yeah, I remember saying, hoping that before I went to bed last night, maybe I'll just wake up and I'll just be some big nightmare. I woke up and I was very pissed off.
Shout out to Miss Maggie T for joining us this afternoon.
Maggie T, First Lady of AFN.
Oh yeah,
Ladybirds of AFN.
So, what type of wide receiver help y'all would like for the front office to bring in?
You can go ahead, Chandler.
Nah, I was just I've said my piece on it. I was just pissed off when I woke up this morning. That's all. Like I've been very vocal about it. We ain't gotten a break, and I ain't complaining about the grind or anything. We ain't got a break since the end of the regular season. We've had all this news, with first of all the firings, then all the hires that have taken place. I'm sure just like all y'all, I was looking to enjoy Super Bowl weekend. Get a little breather. Then we were gonna get back to it next week, but then this bullshit happens.
Facts, big facts.
Hey, they ain't no taking breaks.
Well, sometimes when your house is not in order, these are the type of things that pop out. And I can say that, our house wasn't in order.
Oh no.
And, but the choir boy theory, I hope that goes away. A lot of people say they wanted dogs on the line, and they wanted that crazy cat. We got him now.
Oh, hey, we got that crazy cat.
We got that crazy cat. So ain't no need of complaining about it. That's what we wanted. So
he's so damn crazy. He don't know the difference between what a football field is, and that's just putting it bluntly.
But you know what though? You know what? Those guys, man, especially them guys like that we look at as edge rushers and linebackers, and man, them guys are gladiators, man.
Man, hey, them
Those guys,
motherfuckers they're wired to be crazy. One way or another, you
right?
can't play those positions if you don't got a little bit of crazy in you.
Or you got to be well disciplined, and that comes from your upbringing.
And that's where, probably more, and I don't, that's probably more than anything just what it is with Pierce. He wasn't well disciplined.
Because, when you're that, you're a physical specimen, and with that level of aggressiveness, because, hey, on the lighter side of this thing, he ain't no punk, as they call it.
Oh, no, he ain't no punk.
Now, because the cops came and he was like, okay, what we gonna do? So,
Fly
I
or
mean,
fly.
it is what it is.
And we know which one he picked.
Right. The boys they said they had the guns drawn on him, and he still was ready to do something. So now we got to look at it like, hey, man, this thing right here.
Because it would have been very easy, and let me be very clear. If you do put your hands on a woman and you're a man, the end of the day, that you could very well be called a punk for that, justifiably so. But hey, when you get up to a police officer and you're still willing to do that, hey,
it ain't looking good, man.
That's a whole nother level right there.
This dude, we don't know what was going through this dude's head. All I'm gonna say,
man. Hey, man,
he shouldn't have. But man, he shouldn't have been going down there and messing around. He shouldn't have been trying to mess around with her.
Hey, man,
especially if she made it clear, man. When a woman.
But you don't know what you'll do when you in love.
That's what I was finna say, man. I hear what he's saying, but when your mind tells you to do something, that's what you're gonna do.
Right. And like we all on the outside looking in, like we understand that they did have a relationship for some time. Like we don't understand, we don't know exactly how far this relationship could have went. Could it have been a bad breakup, or could they just be going through a phase to where time down the line they're gonna get back together? But this situation right now is not looking good.
But you know what though? You gotta look at I've been around a lot of people, successful people that were catered to, for whatever area of their, expertise were. And they got
can y'all hear me?
With a lot of stuff,
yes,
and at the same time they were shielded from a lot of things too. And this cat here probably has been catered to since maybe junior high.
Yeah.
His grades, or I'm not saying, I'm just saying this is what normally happens when you're ahead of the crowd.
Hey,
especially
when you're a star football player, there's a lot of privileges you get at the end of the day, and you think you're on top of the world. But man, listen, he probably felt that. He felt like he could do whatever he wanted. That probably also was why he tried to run from the police. But but back to what I was saying. When a woman tells you something, you listen.
Hey, man, that's anybody, man.
Anybody,
not just a woman. Anytime a person tells you that they do not want you to be dealing with them, then you need to respect them enough, no matter how bad you feel, to respect them for what they ask you to do.
Facts.
It's all about respect. Yeah.
Facts.
And that's what I'm saying. I was saying, there's lessons to be learned from this. When people ask you to, if you're doing something and a person feel you disrespecting them or whatever, and they say, hey man, how about, stop doing that, or stop, talking to me this way or whatever. That's what they need to do. Because, this is the results of something like that. And again, when he went to Tennessee, man, ain't no telling what they were doing, for this guy. And then he comes to the Falcons, and he actually was swinging on what's my man name?
Ryan Newsel when he swung on the center.
No, I can't think his name right. The Matthews.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You swung on Matthews? I'm trying to figure out where that come from.
That's
And
correct.
Oh, you talk about when Pierce and Matthews were getting into it during camp?
yeah, yes, sir.
Hey,
Nobody said, hey.
That motherfucker's crazy. I'm gonna tell, and he looks crazy too.
I would, I'm like, okay.
Hey,
Everybody was saying, oh, we got a dog. We got a dog. Okay, now he's still a dog. So let's remember that.
And hey, you gotta know. Listen, when you have a dog, especially a pit bull, you have to know how to properly tame it and take care. And hey, someone should have pulled him to the side and should have said, "Listen, you don't need to be going down to Florida messing around with her."
Nah, they should have got him in camp after he went off in camp like that. They should have looked at him and said, "Man, let's pull this dude in the office and let's find out what's going on." Because you jumping on Matthews. Matthews the OG.
But I think that was just like the heat of the moment, just trying to show what he is in practice. But this situation, like, we still don't know why he was in Florida. What if he was in Florida training and they just happened to be down there? Because is she from Florida? Because she don't play for the Florida team. She played for the Los Angeles Sparks. So
see, I don't know why, but hey, it's pretty. Maybe he was, but that ain't came out yet. Because just 3 days ago, he was at the NFL honors. He was in San Francisco, and guess who else was in San Francisco? Bijan Robinson and Matt Ryan. They should have pulled him to the side, and they should have said, whatever they doing, whether they going back to Atlanta or anything, you coming with us. Matt should have done his research on this guy, and
but it's
I'm
the
not
off
saying
season. He grown. Like, you gotta understand, this the off
Yeah,
season.
he's a grown
I
man now.
understand that, but this guy, he's and maybe I'm just reaching, but this guy probably a little agitated. He didn't get the award. They should have pulled him to the side, and they should have just went. Hey, if Bijan's there for the Super Bowl, Bijan should have told them, "Hey, come to the Super Bowl with me."
Yeah, but if they didn't talk to him after all those fights, and I know he's showing to be a tough guy, but even at practice, you're throwing hands with everybody. You're throwing hands with guys on your team. I'm talking about to the level of where they had to. Raheem brought everybody together and gave his little speech.
Yep.
That's not normal.
Not at all. But
So it had to be like kind of crazy.
right, this is a shocker for everybody. Nobody was expecting for JPJ to go off this off season and possibly looking at 5 felonies. Nobody thought that was going to happen.
Highlight that comment Miss Pam just made.
Let me see.
The most recent.
I can't see the screen.
Yeah. And
read
that
the
was out
comment.
there in San Francisco.
I can't see it. It says it's up to Matt to police him. I understand that, but this is the off season. They not even in the building. They don't get to the building until April 7th. So how can you?
We can't do
it. Before this situation happened, JPJ was good. We just seen him on Thursday in San Francisco. So in their eyes, he all right. He there, he chilling. His mom on stage and stuff like that. So, they didn't think nothing of it. But to have this happen on Saturday, this is a bombshell to everybody.
It was the young lady in at the awards with him?
I don't think so.
No.
I think he was sitting by himself with him and his mom.
Well, she was with him at the draft.
She sure was.
That could have been part of it. Maybe she didn't want to go out to the awards with him.
Well, that's a clear sign of that. The same way he went to the awards by himself, he should have went somewhere else by himself.
He should have. He should have went back with his mama or someone. If he wasn't going to be with his teammate or he wasn't going to be with his guys, part of the Falcons, he should have went. He should have went back to North Carolina, or he should have been in Atlanta training. If he had that on his mind, he should have been able to hound it, and he should have used that, and he should have blown off some steam in the weight room or something. You don't need to go down to Florida and be beating on her, chasing her around with your car, getting into it with the police. He's lucky to be alive.
Yeah. Now that's my main point. He's very fortunate, and I'm gonna say it online, on the live, as a young black man, a huge black man. You don't pull those stunts in them streets, man.
Yeah, but that
I'm
was
sorry. It's
adrenaline.
what it
Like,
is.
I feel like if his mom was in the right place, I don't think none of that was happening. But with the situation and how it looked, it just had adrenaline rushing, man. You know, you would do some crazy stuff for love, man. We all know that. We all
Yeah.
done been there before. Probably not to that extent, but we all done been there
We
before
said
in
it. We
some
said
form
it
of fashion.
last night.
Yeah, I remember one of my
were talking
partners
about it
did that.
last night.
One of my partners drove from Texas to Florida. It's just something about Florida, I guess. But I remember he drove from Texas to Florida behind a female.
You talk about Florida. He was down at Miami-Dade too.
And you don't want none of that smoke for real.
Exactly, Miss Pam. We just know the relationship between them two. Like, we don't know, like, as fans, as people from the outside looking in, we just speculating until further notice. We only can speak on what we've seen, and as of right now, we see 5 felonies.
But now I will say this: the bond is only 20,000. So I've seen. This is just once again $20,000. That's a pretty low bond for what they're trying to accuse him for. So maybe it's possible they're gonna get some of that stuff knocked down. I mean, but once again, it ain't no attempted murder charges. So that's the one thing. But we're just gonna have to see how it plays out, and that's what he's gonna have to deal with before we have any conversations of him getting back on the field.
Oh, I already know that Matt Ryan gonna handle business, and they gonna have that sit down and like, hey man, you're gonna have to do this and do that, and whatever the
Of
league
course.
say.
Yeah.
Like, I
But
know that me and how I see Matt Ryan as a
that's
person.
if they decide to keep him around.
Come on now.
But
If the man
you
if
gotta
the
look at
man
it like
handle his
this.
business, and I'm telling you this from firsthand experience, right? If he handles his business in the court and whatever, then some of the moves that the Falcons gonna make, because it's a job. That's what it is at the end of the day. It's a job. They're gonna have to respect what the courts come up with and what he's able to do, and they're gonna have to be fair in how they move forward.
I'm telling you, like, it's gonna come down
Stakes.
it's gonna come down to, I see the league probably give him 6 to 10 game suspension. He gonna have to go to some behavioral training type classes, and then we gonna move on from it. It's gonna be
Right.
just like the Alden Smith situation when he was on the 49ers. It's gonna be just like Greg Hardy, even though it's not to that extent, but we still, like, this isn't something that the NFL hasn't seen before. It's just something that the Falcons haven't seen before.
Well, it's something the Falcons haven't seen in a minute, but I mean, for the NFL, this is just another page in the book of this domestic violence, paper trail with players. But I will say about the NFL, the one thing about it, they ain't gonna like that this happened the night before the Super Bowl. I mean, they don't like when it ever happens, but the night before the Super Bowl, when you're gonna have 100 million people having eyeballs on your product, and this, even though they obviously have not talked about it in the pregame or anything, this is in the front papers this morning. That the NFL is, I can almost guarantee you, they ain't gonna forget that.
I agree, Ms. Pam. They are going to have to wait for the law and the league, and they will have to follow the due process.
And it's like I say,
Right.
Matt Ryan, Arthur Blank, they can't do shit until, first of all, really until it gets further in the courtroom. Then the NFL's gonna step in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is the $20,000 bond for the some of the charges, or is that all of the charges?
That right there, I do not know.
I'm thinking $20,000 bond is couldn't be for all those supposed charges that's been 5 felonies. You say?
It's a sad situation, though. That's all.
Nah.
A sad situation.
$20,000 bond. No way. No way.
And it was preventable at the end of the day. Like, that's just, and we're not trying to take blame off him. He's got to take responsibility at the end of the day. It was preventable on his end. He had the choice of where to go, after the NFL honors. He could have stayed in San Francisco. He could have went back to Atlanta, went back to North Carolina. He chose to go down there and try to mess with her. And Atlanta.
Tell him again, Georgia, Texas, boy. Tell him again.
Consequences have actions.
Hey,
bro. Telling you, bro, like Georgia Texas boy said, boy, when you in love or you think you in love,
I'm telling you, man.
or in love,
emotions gonna flare, man. Hey, them emotions they gonna run deep, man.
And this guy right here, he probably has never had a female tell him no in his life. I bet you.
It just sucks for the young man.
Yeah, it sucks, no.
So again, consequences have actions.
But let's change this subject, man, because this is gonna be going on for some week. But so who y'all got for a Super Bowl?
Seattle.
Even though, like, I will say, I'm getting the feeling New England has more of a chance than I feel like it's been let on, but I'm gonna still say Seattle.
Yep, just like
and we talking about
here. Love will make you do some crazy things.
Hey,
crazy things.
Yeah, like I want to go with Seattle, but I think I don't know, man, because both of them got a good, solid defense, and at any moment, both of their offenses can start dropping points.
They can start rolling, man. So
I for sure don't want to blow out. I for sure want a good competitive game.
Yeah, I think that's one thing we want: good competitive game. I know some Seahawks fans, so that I probably prefer them to win. But hey, ain't nothing you can do too much about it. We don't got any stakes in the game. That's why, I know you say you want to change the topic. We shouldn't have been in the fucking news last night.
The night before the Super Bowl. Take it back to 1999, I think. 98.
Come on now, Eugene Roberts.
Eugene.
Try to go pay for it.
Hey, man. They set him up, man.
No, but just
that's why you have to. That's why you have to have your own mind, man.
Listen, I remember that Super Bowl. I was like, what, 9, 10 years old. This is my first Super Bowl recording. I remember, you know how like they showed the pre-video of what the team's doing before the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
All they were showing was the Falcons players shopping and enjoying Miami, this, that, and the third. And all they were showing of the Broncos was training.
That told you how the game was going to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that went wrong with that team.
The thing about that game, though, about that first Super Bowl, from everything it sounds like, they were just happy to be there. They knew they wasn't going to win. They knew they couldn't compete with Denver, Terrell Davis, and John Elway. Or Terrell Davis was still on the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they knew they weren't competing with that. They were just happy to be there. But see,
we could have, man.
We could have competed. We could have.
It's just like 2020, 2016, man. Like, we could have competed in that one as well.
Well, we know how that one went down. We ain't gonna get into that.
We did, man. But see now the first Super Bowl, I don't know what possessed some guys that do that.
It's all about focus at the end of the day.
Changed, but see, they switched up the scheme too. I ain't gonna get too deep in it.
Where your priorities lie.
They switched the scheme up, man.
That's the name of the game.
If you go back and look at that game, man, we were not playing using the same plays that we had. Say that again.
These things. What is important to you?
But yeah, man, that's why I think this new direction, this new vision that's being implemented in Atlanta, as I was saying earlier, I believe these moves that we have made from the coaching staff to the front office, not even getting to the roster yet, could take us over that plateau. Because we've been, hitting the same plateau for the last 5 years. We'll get up to almost to the top, and then as soon as we think we got it, we roll back down the hill. I feel like now with the coaches we brought in, like just looking at the coaching staff, this is a no BS coaching staff.
No BS, yeah.
This is a no.
So yeah, that you got some players in
that's why
the
though,
front
like
office.
still, it could be easy for them to look down at it if they don't want to mess with Pierce. If they don't want to deal with this, they don't have to. At the end of the day, Pierce isn't. Look, Pierce is not a Kevin Stefanski, pick, Ian Cunningham pick.
Yeah,
that's what complicates it.
But remember, Ian Cunningham was in Baltimore when Ray Lewis went through his situation.
He was, yeah. So I mean, yeah,
he was in Philly when they had their players going through their situation as well.
Man, the guy's in a little trouble. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this guy's in a little trouble. And I mean, I'm calling it little because I don't know, all of the details, and I'm not going to blow it up no more than it has to be. He's in a situation. Let's put it like that.
It's bad.
And I think that they need, let's just wait it out. Let them do what they do. But as far as talking about even considering letting this guy go, is already putting a guilty stamp on him.
Yeah.
Just because at the end of the day, man, this cat.
All we can do is hope we get a good game tonight. OG, you still there?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Well, he can't hear me. I was wondering why he was talking over me a little bit. I knew he didn't do it on
purpose. We can't hear both of y'all.
Oh, hey, look, I can't hear 3:30.
See, that's how it was for me earlier. But I found out it was my Wi-Fi, so I had to switch over to the other one. But yeah, man, I see this team. We can make the same type of move the Denver Broncos have made over the last 2 years. The Patriots this year, the Bears this year, the Houston Texans 3 years ago. We can make those moves to where we were the bottom of our division, a bottom of the barrel type team, and into the playoffs. I don't see no reason why we can't.
We have the talent.
We have been saying this for how many years? 330. We have the talent on this team.
Talent. So this been
we have the talent. The man who we just let go said we have too much talent on this side of the grass, and we still couldn't find a way to win.
That's what's been so frustrating.
Well, that's coaching, man. That's management. When those words are put together, and you still can't be successful. The talent is recognized, and different accolades are made. That has something to do with your upper management, including your coaching staff and all of that. I called the coaching staff incompetent a few years ago. I got a lot of backlash for it, but I recognize the incompetence in the franchise, and I guess they're gonna make the improvements, on based off of what they feel like they need to do. But look like this time, Mr. Blank said, I done had enough.
Well, yeah, it's like it's time to bring a new voice in the building. As we've seen, I believe that was yesterday or today, they released Ryan Pace as assistant GM or VP or something like that. And I feel like they're trying to bring in new voices and new vision to this franchise. Like everybody who had an opinion in the past is gone. Kyle Smith is gone. Ryan Pace is gone. Terry Fontenot is gone. Rich McKay is gone. When it comes to the Falcons, everything else, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the Arthur Blank sports complex that he got going on, that's what Rich McKay got to deal with. But when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons, all of the decisions
he done.
Greg Beadle financially and Matt Ryan on the field.
Hey, look, in other words, the Falcons is under new management.
Yes.
You know how them stores, you think a store done went out of business and they come back and they got a sign over the top of the door says under new management.
Grand opening.
Grand opening. Grand reopening.
Yep.
So yeah. And everything, and of course, everything is not going to go smooth. So we got a bump in the road right now. But us as Falcon fans, we just got to be Falcon fans.
That's
Be
it.
positive Falcon fans, man. Let's go.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because
I'll
no
be to
matter,
say if all that guy got is a 20, look, if we could sweep this thing under the rug and get him out of jail right now, $20,000, I'll go down there and get him.
just just take the
Shit.
suspension and move
Hey,
on.
hey, we all put a couple thousand in the in the pot.
Oh no,
And,
he got it.
yeah, hey,
He got it. Drafted in the first round. He got it.
hey,
Yeah, but see, it'll make him feel better if he see some fans out there getting him out of jail though. It's all about motivation and say, hey man, come on, we
yeah,
got you.
hey. Listen, and it ain't. It ain't about disrespecting Rakia Jackson. We understand she's the victim. I hope she's all right. I think we all, hope and pray that she's okay, and that whatever trauma she suffered from this, if any, that she's able to recover and she has a good support system. But man, Pierce, man, this dude's got the entire world crashing out on him.
Oh
He needs
yes.
some people for him.
Oh yes. And
Right.
like, and I understand completely what 330 saying, the support. And like, man, last night when I say there was like a we about to dog walk this man in a way.
They
It was
dog
just
walked
like,
him.
I'm talking about, man, it's like how they say drag your name through the mud. It's like, man, it's like, bruh, like it's a possibility, just like we just said, this could all get swept under the rug. He could take his suspension, we can move on.
Well,
Right.
here's another question. I'm getting ready to have to go. Here's one more question I have. I've seen people, and everyone's entitled to what they want to believe and how they, go about the business. People say they can no longer root for James Pierce Jr. Oh, okay. No, he might not be a good human being, and we understand that. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that ain't good human beings out there. That, I mean, they ain't ever once had a run in with the law, or even if they do, they're able to buck the system. It ain't excusing domestic violence. He made a very big mistake. Should have never have hit her. But at the end of the day, man, like, look, this dude, there's a possibility he could still play football, and he could play football for the Falcons. Then what are you gonna do?
You got to, well, if he does, then everybody has to stand there in their lane about how they feel about something that he has put behind him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me give you a prime example of how you do things for a person. Okay, Michael Vick. We all know what the story was. I remember when guys used to go to Virginia, because I'm about an hour from the state line. They used to go and fight dogs in Virginia. And one of the guys used to come back and used to say, Michael Vick was at the dog fights. I'm like, yeah, right. Okay, whatever. But, that's what they do in Virginia. They fight them dogs. But moving forward, Michael Vick did his time, got out. Andy Reid gave him another chance. And then Andy Reid pulled one of the most gangster moves that I ever seen a man on that stage pull. Philadelphia came to Atlanta, and Andy Reid allowed Michael Vick to run on the field, leading the team by himself. Now, if that's not a sign of showing a man that we see what you did wrong, we're going to bring you back to where, you was at your lowest, and we're going to show Atlanta that we have forgotten it, and we're going to put you on a pedestal.
That we ain't gonna let it define you.
Right. And that was a gangster move, man. And I was at the game. And he wasn't even starting. McNabb was starting.
It's just
But
like
they
Miss
let
Pam
him run on
said
the
here.
field, and he showed everybody. This if we forgive him, you better forgive him.
Or just like Miss Pam said here, we have to put mentor in place to support and talk to him, and that could be coaching staff like Brick, Rudy, and Ollie.
Or it could be someone, I was saying it last night. It could be Bijan.
Yep, it can be Jesse, it can be AJ.
Hey, those are the guys that his locker is in between.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he got some guys in the area where he went to high school at that's played, professional football, basketball, did other great things in that area alone. That's why I kind of wish he would just go home, man, go back to his roots, and talk to those people, from that
It's just
area.
a boneheaded mistake, man. I feel like the young man gonna learn from this situation.
Man, he a young kid, man. He's 23 years old, man. It's just one of them things, bro. It happened. I hate it happen, but it's you live to fight another day, man.
That's it. That's all.
Because
That's what you gotta do.
if it had went traditionally the way that it normally goes, especially where he was, oh man, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. So maybe his grandma was a praying grandmama. Because I'm telling you, where he was, oh no, they supposed to put some hot balls in him.
Yeah,
If it went down the way they say it went down.
but I think they
listen,
could have knew that he was a professional athlete. That's
nah,
why.
they didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
No, they didn't. Hey,
And then it was like 6 or 7 of them. The only video I saw was when they had him on the ground, and it was a bunch of them.
Same
because-
here. That's the only video I've seen as well.
Yeah.
Once again, like we're right. He had someone looking out for him yesterday because he needs to be lucky that he's alive, and he needs to be lucky that Rakia Jackson is still alive, that no one got killed, no one lost their life, and then he needs to move forward with how can he redeem himself because he's still on this earth.
Oh, he'll reach that point. He get the rest of this stuff behind him, and like I've been telling people
And
when
he's
we had
going
this
after,
conversation,
yeah.
that the only difference between us and them is we didn't get caught.
We didn't get caught.
Trust me when I tell you that.
Hey man.
We didn't get caught.
Hey man. So question.
Yes, sir.
So when it comes to this, let's talk about the wide receivers. So
Okay.
right now we got Drake,
Mhm.
we got Mooney, and I believe we got Casey Washington under
And
contract.
Sills. Oh well.
What about
under
Sills?
contract.
Did still sign a 1-year or a 2-year deal?
I think he did do a 1 year. I like that guy though.
Okay, so if we cut June 1st cut or straight up cut Mooney, we can save like close to $12 million.
Okay.
Do we rebuild a wide receiver room? Because we seen in some of Kevin Stefanski's offenses, he likes to run 3 wide receivers or 2 wide receivers, but they gotta be good wide receivers. Like we ain't really seen him go out there with nobody at wide receiver besides these last 2 seasons. The seasons that the Browns went to the playoffs, their wide receiver core was solid. Odell
Well,
Beckham, Jarvis Landry. Who else they had? Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, and Amari Cooper.
I'm going to say Cooper.
So we can get Drake London and possibly put Drake London with a DJ Moore if he's a free agent from Chicago, or possibly.
Nah, DJ Moore's under contract.
Let me pull up the free agent list.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pull it up. I saw one guy, but I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't see Darnell Mooney being here next year.
Now, you talking about just picking up from free agency or possibly going in and doing a trade or something?
Free agency.
Free
Okay.
agency.
Is the key a free agent this year?
He is. I think
right now.
He is.
I like Zacchaeus, man. I like that guy in the slot.
Looking at wide receivers, we got Mike Evans as the top wide receiver free agent. You got Christian Kirk, formerly this past season played with the Houston Texans. You got Deebo Samuel, he's a free agent. You got De'Ami Brown from Jacksonville, he's a free agent. Tutu Atwell from the Rams, he's a free agent, and he's fast. Marquise Brown, Hollywood from the Kansas City Chiefs, he's a free agent. Jawan Jennings from the 49ers, he's a free agent. Khalif Raymond from the Lions, he's a free agent. Rashid Shaheed, he's a free agent. DeAndre Hopkins, Greg Dortch, Noah Brown, Keenan Allen, Jahad Dotson, Josh Reynolds, and yep, Olamide Zaccheaus is a free agent.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
So, and David Sills is a free agent. He is a restricted free agent. So that's probably one that we can bring back on the low contract. Let's look at cornerbacks. So, okay, let me ask y'all this. What are y'all thoughts on Trayvon Diggs? Opposite AJ.
I don't hate it.
Hmm.
I don't hate it. But it
My
feels
thing is now,
it feels like a gamble.
do you want two wide receivers to be kind of equal? How do you how do you all look at that? Even with corners and wide receivers. Do you want two number ones or
for me in a run first offense,
right.
I want two number ones because that's how you get the separation down the field. You're gonna make sure that you're gonna have that space when you got somebody who they can respect on the other side. Just think about when healthy, what it looked like with Drake, Mooney, and Ray. We had that separation to where Bijan can get his in the middle, to where Kyle Pitts can get his in the middle. We just had an OC that wasn't designing stuff for the middle of the field. But we know we can get that with Kevin Stefanski. I feel like we need a burner. We need somebody who can stretch the field. I feel like we had that in Mooney when we had a healthy Ray. Like the offense completely shut down once Ray was released.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ray was my third down guy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hey fellas, I'm getting ready to head off, but y'all have a great rest of the stream, all right?
All right,
brother.
buddy.
You have a good one. God
All
bless.
right.
But yeah, man, like I feel like I would love a Zachariah Branch. Like that's somebody who can stretch the field. But in my opinion, I feel like the sleeper coming out of Georgia is gonna be Dylan Bell because he can do everything. He can do everything. And I feel like if you want Deebo Samuel, why not draft Dylan Bell?
No, I don't think I wouldn't mess with Deebo at this point. Dylan Bell. Okay. Yeah, I remember him.
He can do everything. You want to do a jet sweep, you want to put him at tight end, slot receiver, outside receiver. I just feel like if we compare Drake with somebody like Alec Pierce, that's a good pickup. I would even like it has to be somebody who's going to command a presence on the other side.
Right. Now with him and that the other wide receiver that they had, he was always that, huh?
Was shouting out to Matt Mike. He came in and support the show.
Oh, okay. But this guy would be like a 1B on the other side. So that would be a good move, though. Where you think he will fall to get Dylan?
Dylan Bell, we probably can get him in maybe the 3rd or 4th round right now, pre-combine. I think we could probably get Dylan Bell in like the 3rd or 4th round.
Wow.
Because a lot of people, they sleep on Dylan Bell for the production, but that's Georgia. That's a run-first offense. Like, to me, Dylan Bell could be special.
Sounds like a great option then.
Because he'll be coming to the same type of offense, run first, tight end heavy type offense if he comes to Atlanta.
Oh, well, now would he would be obviously wide. Who would you want in the slot?
The slot, let's see, wide receivers. They got Christian Kirk. They got Tutu Atwell, Marquise Brown out there. Greg Dortch, even though he's getting up in age. Jahad Dotson from the Eagles. He's on year 4, still a young guy. And then you know Drake and Bijan, they still work primarily out the slot as well. So we really need somebody opposite Drake, like, because the slot, if we bring back Kyle Pitts, we still work Kyle Pitts in the slot. We still work Drake in the slot. We still work Bijan in the slot. And if we keep Mooney, you push him inside. In my opinion, if we keep Mooney, you push him inside and you find another outside threat.
Would you say that Mooney is a Stefanski type receiver?
I mean, he could be, looking at the type of receivers he had, the Jerry Judys,
right,
the Odell Beckham's, like, he could fit that mold. That's what I'm saying. Like, the whole thing with Mooney is going to be, is he healthy? Is that collarbone or any injury he had 100% healthy? Because we need this young man. Like, if we bring back this same offense and just add the correct pieces, we could go far.
Well, that's going to be a good issue to deal with, but we also got to deal with the trenches too, with limited picks, and I don't know how much that's going to motivate them to make moves in the off season for free agency. To go into the draft and you still got the same 2 issues. I hope that at least one of them has been addressed.
So when it comes to the trenches, what do you feel like we should upgrade on this team when it comes to the trenches?
We need a run stopper. Lee Hunter, but he probably won't drop to us. You know about Lee Hunter, right?
Oh yeah, out of Texas Tech.
Yeah, I've been having my eye on him for a while. But it's a couple more guys that are going to be coming up in the draft that probably would go late. I don't have my list in front of me, but it was another guy that I was looking at. He's about 340.
I like Tim Keaton out of Alabama. Tim Keaton out of Alabama.
That might be him. Yeah. What's his weight?
I'm about to tell you right now. So how your Sunday going?
Went well, man. Like I told you when I signed in, man, I was walking out of worship service.
Okay.
And yeah, man.
Tim Keenan the third.
Right.
6'1", 332.
And I think the only knock on him for a lot of the scouts was his height.
Yeah.
Cause that's kind of like Grady. That's almost a Grady clone right there.
Yeah, just 30 more pounds.
Right. But if we could get him that late, that wouldn't be a bad move.
Oh no. Man, we just got to see what Ian Cunningham want to do.
And coming out of Alabama, that's already some good pedigree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you think about the wide receiver from Alabama? Bernard.
He's okay. Kind of raw. But but got a lot of potential.
Okay. So wide receivers in the draft. You got Cardinal Tate. You know, he won't be there when we pick. You got Jordan Tyson. You got Makai Lemon. Denzel Boston. Nobody is talking about this guy, but that guy is a beast. Denzel Boston out of Washington. And I think he played with Michael Penix at one point in time.
Yeah.
KC Conception from Texas A&M. You got a fan favorite in Chris Brazzell out of Tennessee, 6'5", 200, run a 4.5.
What about that kid from I actually just saw him, late in the season, from Indiana.
Sarrett,
Yeah,
Elijah Surratt.
Elijah.
Yeah, he 6'2", 209, run a 4.6. They got him as the 9th best receiver in the draft.
Oh, okay.
I like him too. He kind of remind me of Drake.
And see, we wouldn't have to like pick really, really high, because I think there's another Indiana's putting 2 wide receivers in the draft this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me see though.
And I think that this guy,
Omar Cooper Jr. They say he's 6 foot, 200 pounds, run a 4.49. He brings exactly the kind of skill set that offensive coordinators convey in today's motion-heavy, yards after catch oriented NFL.
but then a lot of this going to have to do is going to be depending on the tight end sets that we run also, right?
Welcome to the show, man. Mike, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, Pimpin? You think I ain't got to show you some love?
Appreciate it. What's going on with you, big dog?
I ain't nothing. I'm up here sad, mad.
What's going on?
Mad, sad, happy, and sad. How the hell that song go? It's about the good and bad, happy and sad. Well, let's stay together.
That's all we can do. That's all we can do as Falcons fans right now.
Man, I'm mad as hell, y'all.
Man.
I'm trying not to cry.
Hey, man. How you feel about this offseason and with these besides the James Pierce situation, because I know that just got everybody in an uproar right now, but besides that, how you feel about the moves that these Falcons made this offseason?
Well, before I get into that, man, I just want to tell everybody, show Jordan Texas boy some love, man. Like he been one of my day ones for, since I began this about 4 years ago, something like that.
Yes,
and
sir.
You've been my day one, so I got to show up here and show you some love, man. So that's what it's all about. But this off season, I see Miss PJ got Zachariah Branch from Georgia, and y'all know how I love my conky, okay? Y'all don't know who my conky is. You just put 2 and 2 together, you'll eventually get it. But he reminds me of my conky. I call him a black version of my conky, and the dude is quick in the middle of the field. And I think whether it's I don't even want to think about it, but if Kirk Cousins is here, I doubt it. Pretty much all the rumors are saying that he's going to be cut, and I believe that to be so. But just in case there's a change of heart, and potentially a back in regard to Michael Penix, his injuries, You know what I'm saying? We don't know if there's going to be a setback. So just in case of that, I think having a guy like Zachariah Branch, because you can put him in the backfield, this dude can run end arounds. He is hell in that slot, boy. That dude is hell in the slot. And to
Facts.
have a guy that could go and turn up the field quick, like I just love everything about Zachariah Branch. And the crazy part about it, I wasn't big on him until he just proved himself at Georgia. You put yourself at Georgia against that SEC, and them are NFL ready talents there. Okay, that's what the big boys play in the SEC, and he did his thing. So I like that. But outside of that, man, I like what the Falcons are doing. I'm not really down on any aspect of the team outside of probably the linebacker position. I don't know what's going to happen with Caden Ellis. Don't know what's going to happen with Trey Anderson. We got a lot of question marks there. But outside of the defense, even with the loss of Pierce, I still think we're good. You can still make a offer for Honor Ebiketie. I mean, you can see Leonard Floyd want to come back. I would assume that he was going to come back and stay home or stay near home. So I'm good.
Yeah. Hopefully, see what we got out of Braylon Trice finally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what Don was talking about with Braylon Trice, man. Like we haven't seen a lot of him. Hopefully, there was one of those red shirts years, so to speak, in the NFL where they just wanted him to kind of get healthy before he gets back to it, or give him an opportunity to get back to it, and he can probably turn it around, like have one of them breakout years, like what the damn dude name from? He had 8.5 sacks. I got a brain fart right now.
Brandon Dorless.
Brandon Dorless. But yeah, Brandon Dorless. But him, hopefully he can have one of those. But the Falcons got, man, I think the Falcons, Zach Harrison. I like Dorless. I love Rook. He needs a little bit more snaps. I thought he was a monster in the middle. We gotta replace Onyemata if he's not coming back. I don't see him coming back, but we got to replace him. But I think the Falcon defensive line is pretty good, though.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, 330?
Well, before I give my thoughts, I'm gonna ask a question. I'm picking up. This one's for Mad Mike. You was talking about the wide receivers. Am I picking up that, in your opinion, that's a room in that the Falcons have right now that definitely needs a serious upgrade other than Drake?
Yes, they're absolute boo-boo. Okay, I'm talking about the biggest hunk of shit you can find. That's what that wide receiver core outside of Drake is. Darnell Mooney has done nothing but rob the Atlanta Falcons, and he should be ashamed of himself. You getting paid 14 million? I think it's like 14 to 16 million dollars to put up 30 receptions. Come on, bro. Like, and you played 15 games, so I don't want to hear this nonsense about him being injured. You played 15 games and you couldn't get up more than 30 receptions in a year. There's no excuse for that. And now part of that, a lot of that have to do with the Falcons coaching. I'm not going to disregard that because I thought Zach Robinson was absolutely horrendous. And that's kind of surprising, him being a quarterback. And, I have zero faith in Raheem. So I don't even want to go there. But this wide receiver core for the Falcons is just trash, man. And it's kind of sad because the Falcons have never been one of those organizations that struggled in any decade with wide receivers. We've always had the best, wide receivers. Even, my idol and one that trained me into a lot of things, and Terrence Mathis. Like, we've always had good wide receivers. So to see guys like David Seals, 500 snaps and only 18 receptions,
Like that is disgusting. And I think that's one of the things that Matt Ryan is going to do. He's going to rebuild. He and Kevin Stefanski, they're going to rebuild not only the tight end, because outside of Kyle Pitts, and there's no disrespect to what the hell his name is? Well, I got brain farts all day. I guess I've been up to 5 o'clock, but the backup tight end. But yeah, the Falcons have had
Warner.
Tight end. Is it Warner? I don't want to say
Warner.
Yeah, Charlie Warner.
Okay.
And then you got I call him Quentin Tarantino, but you got him. You got Felipe Franks. I like what Felipe did as a guy that came in to get extra runs. Little trick plays him, special teams. Felipe did his thing, but the tight end, the wide receiver role for the Falcons has just been god awful, and I think that was kind of played into the lack of passing game for the Falcons. Consistency in the passing game, not only with Kirk Cousins but Michael Penix. The wide receiver room is just trash, and the utter disrespect and disregard for Ray McLeod, who I call Ray Magoof, it needs to be studied, because again, you got Raheem Morris, who's supposed to know what great receivers look like. I don't know how the hell you look at David Seals and say, yeah, that's our guy. He's ready. It's disgusting to see what they did to this wide receiving core. They had the damn nerve to fire Ike Hilliard and say he was the problem. Yeah. That's Falcons core. And that's the thing about Matt Ryan and Kevin Stefanski. They're going to improve every aspect of our tight end and our wide receiver core.
That's what I stated under Raheem Morris before. When it came to this wide receiver room, they emphasized blocking for Bijan than actually getting production out of the wide receivers. That's why you put David Seals out there. That's why you put Dylan Drummond out there. That's why we didn't get to see no Chris Blair. We didn't get to see no Nick Nash. Casey Washington, you can't stay healthy because you keep getting concussions.
Yeah. And I was saying that's sad in its own right, because Casey has skills.
Yes.
But I don't think that they did anything to help this offense. The thing is, I said before, and it's not because I just simply despise Raheem. I think he's a smart guy. I really do think he's smart. But I think he don't have a clue what he's doing when it comes down to developing talent. He don't have a damn clue. And you can tell he doesn't have a clue, because he's always staring up in space, smiling. Always staring up in space, smiling. When it came down for them to make the decisions, who's going to make it, took you 15 weeks to see that Devin Thompson.
Yep. The dude we picked up from Yep.
He came in and he showed a little something. But it took you 15 weeks to finally see that. Like that's inexcusable.
You said in week 3 the wide receiver production was non-existent. Name one wide receiver outside of Drake that did something.
Yeah. Kyle Pitts, like this is not a good stat. And I love Bijan. But when your running back has 800 yards receiving, you really got to be looking at your wide receiver and your offensive coordinator like, bro, what is going on with that?
Almost had 100 catches as well.
Almost 100 catches. That's not good, bro. That's not good at all.
So what's the direction would you take in rebuilding this wide receiver room? Is Drake veteran enough to lead the room, or would you go and get a veteran, bring them in, and then go in the draft?
I think Drake is the number one. You find somebody to complement Drake.
Right.
So, and I feel like that piece, you find that piece in free agency, you find your speed guy in the draft.
Yeah, I can see that. I kind of
take Charlie Warner, you move Charlie Warner to fullback full time. So your number 1 and number 2 tight ends, if we bring back Kyle Pitts, should be Kyle Pitts and Josh Simon.
I second that.
Should be an upgrade at the offensive line when it comes to center. Go get somebody with experience. Don't bring in somebody from the draft. There's plenty centers who's a free agent who's under the age of 27. So we can go get somebody to plug in for the next 5 years.
Well, Javon Glenn is he's a restricted free agent, so we'll be able to see what he can finally do. If he's in the plans with Bill Callahan, we'll kind of see that also.
I think Lindstrom, he is more than capable to run this scheme. Because in this scheme, you got to remember the guard like to pull in this scheme, and he is more than able to hit that corner and take somebody's head off. The only thing I could see would be possibly when Jake Matthews retires, moving Burge out to tackle, or putting Jack Nelson at tackle on the left side, since that's not the blind side with Michael Penix.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Will we draft a quarterback anytime in this draft?
I say because right now we got who? Michael Penix, Easton Stick, and Kyle Trask. In my opinion, if we are looking at any quarterback in this draft, in my opinion, gotta be good Nussmeier from LSU.
I thought Stick was already released.
I thought they brought him back on the futures contract.
Okay.
I'm not certain of that.
I didn't see anything on that. I knew they released him. But the reason why I asked that was because I'm still kind of not confused, but don't have any nothing solid from what I'm hearing about, the return of Michael Penix Jr. And with him not, that date hasn't been even estimated. Do we go in and get a bridge quarterback? Or do we go in the draft? We hold what we got. We go in the draft and kind of look at getting a young quarterback just in case.
I mean, anything and everything is on the table, to be honest, as far as a quarterback is concerned. Anytime you get injured, there's always that what if. I mean, even if that's the case, if it wasn't the case that Penix wasn't injured, you would still have to focus on that. To be honest, the Falcons kind of disappointed me when they gave up on Desmond Ridder, because at least he would be a solid backup if you would have still had him. He wasn't terrible. And the thing is, you could have just had him here just to be a backup. You didn't have to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing is like the Falcons now, what this coaching staff that they have, they got a number of guys that are quarterback developers. And I think that's the thing. So just seeing how obviously Matt Ryan is the president of football, he's going to make sure that quarterback room is straight. So I already know it's going to be good. Whether it's you don't bring in that many quarterbacks, coaches, if you're not going to draft a young guy or bring a young quarterback in. And at this point, you just don't know who it is, but they're going to bring somebody in.
I feel the same way. I think it's going to be a young quarterback. Like people keep saying the Joe Flacco's and the Malik Willis. I think it could be a young quarterback who hasn't had an opportunity. Maybe somebody like Kenny Pickett, or they're going to go in the draft and have a backup plan, because that's how this whole thing is going to work. If we want to succeed, we have to succeed with a quarterback on a rookie contract. We can't go in the market doing the same thing we just did with Kirk Cousins and giving a starting quarterback money and still say that Michael Penix is the franchise quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to put us in the same situation as Kirk Cousins. That's like saying, okay, this new regime, okay, we're going to go get Kyler Murray. That's going to put us in the same situation we're in right now with Kirk Cousins.
Quarterbacks stay injured. That's what people don't know. Most quarterbacks are never healthy. You're looking at Baltimore right now. Lamar Jackson is going through the exact same thing: knee, hamstring, a lot of soft tissue issues. Like he's going through it now. It's going to happen to every quarterback. So that's inevitable. I mean, you have Patrick Mahomes. Everybody thought he was invincible, but guess what happened to him? Torn ACL. So the injury bug for the quarterback position is something that's always going to be there. You just have to have a plan. And I think bringing in a Kevin Stefanski and Matt Ryan, understanding that you have to have a solid base, and that solid base is offensive lineman and running the ball. You can get a quarterback like a Jalen Hurts, draft him in the second round, develop him a little bit, and just have him manage the game and play solid defense. You can win championships with that. So you don't have to spend $100 million on a Kirk Cousins to do it.
Right. And we either going to take a quarterback this year or we're going to take a quarterback next year. But I see this regime, Kevin Stefanski and his staff, Ian Cunningham, they're going to bring in their own quarterback. Now, the whole thing is, if Mike pans out, we don't have to take a quarterback in the first round. We don't have to take a quarterback in the first round this year. We can get a quarterback in the third round. But I feel like you have to bring in that other guy who can learn the system. And then, like, some people say, well, what if he trade for Dylan Gabriel? What if he trade for Shedeur Sanders? We never know.
Yeah.
I got a question behind that. Yeah, I know that this regime didn't have anything to do with Michael Penix being on the team, but this one going toward Mad Mike. I'm gonna ask him a bunch of questions, because when you get a guy like this on your panel, man, you got to drill him. You got to get everything out of him while he up here. So
Listen,
I'm coming.
Me just say this. Folks like Mad Mike, Berto, Big Low, Uncle Steve, Home Team, the whole AFN family, they the reason I do this. Outside of people in my personal life who just pushed me to do this, they the reason that I decided to jump off the porch and join these YouTube streets.
Yeah, I'm just a fan, like talking about football. But let me get this question in, because I know he got a lot to do. Even though Michael Penix wasn't drafted by these guys, do you think that with the skill set that we have seen from Michael Penix, can he be a Stefanski guy?
I mean, I don't think Stefanski has a actual idea with it, because if you look at Dylan Gabriel, you look at Shedeur, you look at Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco is not a guy who fleet of foot at all. He can't run with a fuck. Okay, so I don't think he has. It's all about his scheme. His scheme is all about running the ball and play action, utilizing your offensive line properly. When he had Bill Callahan there, that Cleveland offensive line was one of the best offensive line, especially in the running game. And Kevin Stefanski uses a lot of play action. And play action is one of those aspects of the game that you use if you use it correctly, just like the Los Angeles Rams, what they do. Like, Stafford is not a guy who's fleet of foot at all. He can't run with a damn. But what they do, they use a lot of bootlegs, they use a lot of rollouts, just so it can give him a change of scenery as far as the defense is concerned. So I don't think it matters about the quarterback, the type of quarterback, Kevin Stefanski. I don't think he has a type, because you got a left-handed guy and you got Shedeur Sanders. And I told everybody that Shedeur Sanders coming out. I told everybody front, I told you he reminds me of Matt Ryan, because he doesn't have a big arm. He knows when to run. He's smart, and he get the ball out his hand quickly. So seeing him play well wasn't a shock to me. I came out saying that. So Kevin Stefanski, the Falcons offense, would be a lot more explosive, because just like the Kyle Shanahan, and he comes from that family tree. They run almost the similar schemes, almost the exact same scheme. So they're going to use a lot of play action, and play action helps the quarterback. So it really don't matter what the quarterback, the scheme in itself is going to help the entire offense. You're going to see more big plays, and especially down the field. especially with a guy like Michael Penix with his arm and utilizing play action and that nonsense that people say that he can't play on the center. We literally have him under center. He was on the center, made a couple of plays in his first season with the Atlanta Falcons. The plays are there, under center, rolling out, throwing to the sideline. You're gonna see a lot of that with Michael Penix. So I'm not worried about it. If a guy like Troy Aikman, a guy like Tom Brady, a guy like Peyton Manning, a guy like Matt Ryan, a guy like Drew Brees, these guys cannot run. Dan Marino had a long list of knee injuries. That man had every pad known to man on when he played. He couldn't move. So if that guy can move, you trying to tell me, and they had successful careers, are you trying to tell me that Michael Penix, he can't be successful? That's poppycock. Hey,
come on
poppycock.
now, make it make sense.
You can't tell me that. He's fine, man.
I think Michael Penix Jr. is the future. If Michael Penix Jr. is the guy who we believe that he can be, all these re-signings everybody want, bringing back Kyle Pitts, bringing back Tyler Algier, it's going to be possible because your main position is under a rookie contract. That's how, if you look at every team who don't won a Super Bowl, damn near outside of the Rams, that main position was under a rookie contract and they built their team.
That's when you can do the most. You can build a team properly when the quarterback is on his rookie year. The Falcons have got about 2 to 3 years with Michael Penix left if they want to do it the proper way. I think they got 3 years with Penix or his rookie season. So they got 3 years to build the team properly, you know, and get the coaching staff straight where they're developing talent offensively because, like I said, the tight end room and the wide receiver room has been a grave disappointment.
Big disappointment. Especially the wide receiver room. Like last season, that was like the wide receiver room getting a revamp and a rebirth, but it went away this year. And I feel like that goes back to the offensive scheme because it's like Zach Robinson, you switched up everything you was running last year. This was not the same offense in 2024 that we ran in 2025.
Are there going to be any, in your opinion, Mike, any key names that you feel may be lost in free agency from the Falcons?
Lost in free agency?
Well, I mean, like, just move on from the Falcons for whatever reason.
I mean, James Pierce pretty much screwed all that shit up. So I think everybody back on par right now. You can't, like, I expect Tyler Algier to be back. I do expect that teams are going to go at Kyle Pitts because, like, with his size, his athleticism, teams are going to go after him. But don't be surprised the Falcons, they tag him. Because if it go out and they see a lot of teams are going out their way to, you know, make offers to Kyle Pitts, the Falcons are going to try to utilize that franchise tag. They don't have to, but I think they can. But I think Tyler Algier will be back in my humble opinion, especially if they lose or they decide to move on from Kyle Pitts. They'll be fine. But guys like David Njoku, Jonnu Smith, those guys will probably be back on the Falcons' radar at tight end. So you won't miss too much, and they'll draft the tight end. But I think Drake, man, like the disrespect for Drake is just unbelievable, man. I think with the right play calling and utilizing play action with Drake can be a 2,000-yard receiver, and I honestly believe that, especially with a monster like Bijan behind him. A healthy Bijan, play action, and a Kevin Stefanski, Bill Callahan type offense, Drake will have 20 touchdowns easily.
And if he does that, then I'll be one of the ones that kind of shift back towards him. I'm not saying he's not a great receiver. He is a great receiver, but I just think the only thing that I hold against Drake, and it's not bad, is his he can't go over the top yet. Haven't
He's not
seen
a
him
great
take
route
the
runner.
top off.
He's not a
Right.
great route runner at all. But the thing that he does, he competes. He's just a
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's a
competitor.
dog now.
Oh
He's definitely a dog, and that's what you need. You need a tough guy on the outside.
yeah, like Drake to me is like a Anquan Bolden, Larry Fitzgerald type, Isaac
Mhm.
Bruce. Like, I'm not gonna kill you with the speed, but I got these hands. If you throw
Got
it my
them
way,
hands.
it's gonna be a battle. Just like, man, just think about that Patriots game. Man, he Jones, whatever that cornerback is for the Patriots, he made him look bad the whole
He
game.
gave him the business.
Who you got win the Super Bowl, Mike?
Man, that's kind of difficult. I there's just something about the Seahawks that I can't get. Like they just seem to just have it. They just seem to have it. That defense is something else over there.
Yeah.
That defensive front, man, they don't play no games over there. Them boy nasty over there in that front. But I think I like I'm not disregarding the Patriots because I think they offense is definitely underrated. But if they can protect Drake over there, they'll probably win it. But if they can't protect Drake, it's gonna get ugly.
I think it's gonna be a good game. I think both of the defenses they even, but it's the offenses like the Patriots. They're hot and cold type of offense. But I think if they
Mm-hmm.
come out hot, it's gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
good Super Bowl. I just don't want no blowout. Like I'm ready. Like this whole offseason has been competitive. So let's have the Super Bowl going. I mean, this whole playoffs has been a good playoff run. Let's keep it going in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
I think that, in my opinion, that Seattle late this season has really got their running game together, along with everything else that they already had going with that great wide receiver room. With number 11, I can't say his name. I don't want to butcher his name. And then they
Jackson
snuck Cooper Kupp in there.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great pickup, man. So along with that running game that they just been displaying the last 3 or 4 games, I think that's gonna make it hard on the Patriots to keep up
They
with them
just went
guys,
back to the
especially in the second half.
They just went back to the identity of the Seattle Seahawks: run the ball
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and defense.
Right.
That's the recipe for success. And that's why I say people. So I'm not looking for Michael Penix to be a superstar. If he can just manage the game and we can just depend on our offensive line and our running game. Look, man, Bijan is generational. You're never gonna find another guy like this. You don't find guys like this. I think he's the most talented running back in Falcons history. I think he's the greatest running back in Falcons history. There's nothing we've seen like Bijan Robinson. But that's no disrespect to Jamal, Mike Turner. He's a major fan of what we do. But that Bijan Robinson, that boy nasty, man. Like that. It's just nothing that the kid cannot do. He cannot do. The only issue that you would probably say he may have a family issue, and even that right there is iffy. That dude is special.
And he's getting better every season.
Every season.
I got a nephew that he coaches with Texas, Torrey Becton. He's on the staff. And when we drafted him, I called him and I said, I know you can't say much about, because of, how things can get taken out of context. But I said, what we got in Bijan? He said, you got something so special coming down there that you are not going to believe him when he really gets in tune with the NFL. And he has not failed to deliver yet. Bijan is something.
Oh yeah, man. Bijan is special. Like that's what I'm saying, man. Our Super Bowl window, people can't say we don't have the talent. The Atlanta Falcons don't have the talent. We ain't had the leadership to get us there.
And you know, Bijan is his own worst critic. You remember last year when he broke a lot of runs and he got caught. He said they won't catch me next year, and nobody has caught him yet. I don't know what he did, but he said, "Nah, they can't catch me next season." So he just added to his game.
I think this season gonna be good. I'm ready to see what the uniforms are gonna look like. I hope it's the red helmets, because why not? Why not go back to the original?
What if it's white though? What if we come out with white helmets?
I don't know.
with the old emblem, I would love that.
Yeah,
I still haven't really switched over like I wanted to the new, this new Falcon, and it's been years, but I just like the old logo.
Man, that's crazy. A white helmet. See, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that at all. At all. That
would be sick, boy.
That was a non-factor. Yeah. Ooh, the white helmet with like a red outline around the Falcon. Ooh. Ooh. Like instead of the lines in between the Falcon being white, make them red.
Make them red, yeah. That'll stand out. That would really stand out.
Man. But hey, fellas, I thank y'all for coming on. We about to get ready to wrap up the show. Y'all want to say y'all last words?
Well, we're gonna be doing a watch party. So if anybody, we're gonna y'all want to just tune in and watch the Super Bowl along with us. We'll be in and out, but we're gonna have a crew of people just to watch the Super Bowl party, man. And just go from there. But hey, man, like I said, man, continue blessing you. Just do it to Texas boy, man. Like I said, I appreciate everybody who continues to support us. And that's all we try to do, man. To get the fastest stats and the truth. Ain't nothing but all love, and that's the bottom line. Because Mad Mike said so. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
Peace.
I just put my information in the private chat just in case you want to link up and do some work.
Okay,
together.
I got you.
Yes, sir. 3:30. Last words.
Hey, man. As always, man, I know you up and coming, man, but I've been seeing you in the chats for, quite a few seasons, man. I'm about 3 years into this, being online, with Falcon fans. Being in North Carolina, man, nobody wants to talk to me, don't want to play with me when it comes to with these Falcons. So, I found some guys out here, man, and it's been a good journey, man. Man, appreciate Mad Mike coming in, man, dropping some of that science in there, man. I've been probably subscribed to them guys for a couple of years, along with other guys. But that's another story for another time of how far that goes back, But hey, man, just keep it up, man, and I'm gonna hit the button every chance I get when you on, and everything we talked about, man, we take it to heart, man, especially for that kid down there in that jam. So everybody just keep them lifted up positive, man. And
yes, sir.
And we'll see how it turn out. Because it's always tomorrow.
All we can do. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we can do as Falcons fans.
Yeah.
YouTube family, Falcons family. Thank y'all for another episode of GATXBOI Speaks. Thank y'all for coming out, for the love and the support. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next week. God bless.
New era.
The new era is here. Yes, sir.